plaintiff, Haley Martin Dow, dated the defendant. She claims they broke up because he was filthy, and she financially supported the two of them 90% of the time. Haley's suing her ex for car damages and the value of a fur coat. Defendant Evan Klum says he thought things with Haley were good until she broke up with him the day after his grandfather's funeral. Evan insists Haley is suing for more than he owes.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
So Evan is my ex. I'm sure that he thinks that I'm this heartless, cold person, but there's a good reason for that, and I can assure.
How long did you all date?
For about 6 months, roughly. We got together the Christmas.
I didn't mean to laugh.
Yes.
Go ahead, though.
Christmas Day evening. You know, the relationship looked like it was a really good start. He was very different compared to my other exes, and I really admired that about him. Unfortunately, there are a few things that look really good in rose-colored glasses. One of the first ones was just in general how dirty he was. You know, he had mentioned something the first time that I ever came over to his house that he tried really hard to clean it for me. So that's kind of was a red flag. And then, you know,
Hold on, I'm confused on what you said. He tried to clean something, you say?
He cleaned his house, but he said that he tried really hard to clean it for me, which honestly, if you're trying really hard to clean your house for somebody.
Bachelor?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so.
Your other exes were bachelors?
Yeah, but none of them were as filthy as him.
But they were filthy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for other reasons.
And so, because he was filthier, he gets dumped. But
well,
if he was just filthy, like the exes, he would still be around. But you got a little more filthier, so that cost you. Hope you learn your lesson.
Oh, yeah.
Just stay filthy as the opposition. Don't go any more filthier than them. All right, go ahead.
There was a couple other red flags. You know, our relationship had suddenly become one-sided. I was paying for groceries for both of our houses. I was taking us out. I was paying for dinner. I even took him to a basketball game with tickets that I won. We started taking my car.
What percentage of the time were you paying those bills?
About 90% of the time that we would do anything.
He didn't work?
He does work. I think he paid for one date, and then he paid halfway.
Why?
Because he said that he was broke.
No, I'm saying, why did you let him?
Because you're supposed to be a team when you're with somebody, and I believe that.
But you said he was 90%. You all right with that?
I wanted to have the best foot going forward, and I tried, and this is over the 6 month span.
By providing 90% of the resources in the relationship. What did you think that would do again?
I thought that he was going to financially recover from the problems that he was having since he insisted
Oh, he had problems.
Yeah.
All right. So if he had financial problems and you all are dating and going together, maybe that was prudent.
Yeah.
No, if a man is working and he's making sufficient enough money to go out to dinner and go to movies, then it should be back and forth. Sometimes he pays, sometimes whoever doesn't work never pays. If both parties work, you alternate paying. All right, that's my opinion and my values. And so what did you all break up about over this, today's lawsuit?
So this was actually not the reason that we broke up. It was because of the relationship had become really one-sided, and Evan had told me about his 5-year plan, and I had no interest in it. I did not want to support a partner trying to open a business. I did not want to have children, and I did not want to move out of the state of Wisconsin because I've traveled the majority of my life.
Okay.
So we had broken up over that. And then he had hit my car in February when we were together, so that was about 2 months into the relationship. And I'd given him the date of August 1st.
Okay, and that's why we're here. But let me hear from you. Give me some background, sir.
Okay, so
you couldn't measure up to all those things. No kids, no travel.
I'm gonna go over there. It doesn't smell good over there.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I didn't say anything about you being filthy. I don't believe it. What you think? How you feel? How you feel about that?
I'm not really necessarily gonna say I'm not the cleanest person when it comes to taking care of my own place.
No, she said filthy.
Filthy is a strong word.
I'm not the cleanest person.
I would say it's a strong word, but
when you have to get nagged to take out the
garbage.
Is
it a strong word that fits?
Yeah. I mean, we could say it fits. That's fine. I don't care.
Okay, you don't care if you're filthy.
I'm not.
You don't care if you're filthy or if people know you're filthy. Good enough. Let's move on. filthy. You don't care, remember?
It's okay.
Hey, you want to talk slick?
I mean,
You want to talk slick? Tell me, come on, filthy.
No, I'm not.
You don't
trying
care?
To talk slick,
Yeah, you say that's cool with you? Come on. So move right along. What happened with the relationship?
I mean, we met on Tinder in December. I had gotten out of a 6.5-year relationship back in July before that. I wasn't the healthiest person going into that relationship. I wasn't really looking for a relationship at the time, and it kind of just happened. It seemed that things went well to me. I'll admit I've had my financial issues in the last 1.5 years. It wasn't easy going from a single income household or like a double income household to a single income household and stuff like that. So I struggled with that. And then we had the car incident. Like she said, it was about 2 months into the relationship. And then fast forward to June 4th, I went to my grandfather's funeral. It was the same day Haley went to one of her best friend's bachelorette parties, which that's all fine. These are things that happens. We haven't been dating that long at the time. Stuff like that.
Things that happened. What thing happened?
People die. People get married. You have things that you're previously
Okay, was that
engaged
relevant to what we're talking about?
I broke up with him the day after.
The day after my grandfather's funeral over the phone.
And you're standing here. You broke up with him the day after his grandfather's funeral. Why is that?
It was either before or during, and I just didn't want to give him the heartbreak. At that point in the relationship, I had already been checked out, and we weren't even.
What did you just say? You didn't want to give him the heartbreak?
Of worrying about it the day of or the day before.
So you told him?
I told him the day after that he buried his
What made you
grandfather.
think that wouldn't give him a heartbreak?
Well,
Double heartbreak. He just had the biggest heartbreak in his life. Oh my God.
People die, people get married. You have things that you're previously
was that
engaged
relevant to what we're talking about?
I broke up with him the day after.
The day after my grandfather's funeral over the phone.
Why is that?
It was either before or during, and I just didn't want to give him the heartbreak. I told him the day after that he buried his
What made you think that wouldn't give him a heartbreak?
Well,
Double heartbreak. He just had the biggest heartbreak in his life. Oh my God.
Plaintiff Haley Martin Dow is suing her ex-boyfriend, who claims Haley broke up with him the day after his grandfather's funeral.
Go ahead. What else you want me to know?
So, and like I said,
how about this? How about your 5-year plan didn't match? Your no kids didn't match. Your no travel didn't match. What do you say about those things?
So,
you don't measure up.
My 5-year plan has changed, to be honest. Going through the breakup I had in July last year, and then the breakup with Haley. I mean, those are things that make you really reevaluate.
All right. So let me hear from you about this car damages.
So Evan was following me, he was following me home to his house. I had left work early that day because I had lost one of my facial piercings and needed to grab my jewelry. He said that it was because there was a bubble in his brake line. I believe he just wasn't paying attention. He hit me with enough force to realize that I did not know that he had hit me. He moved into the other lane of traffic. We were in the middle of an intersection, so I told him to pull off and pull into an empty parking lot. We actually had a really nice person pull over and ask me if I needed help with the cops or anything, and at the time I told him, no, it's my boyfriend, it's all right. And that's when Evan told me that he didn't have any car insurance. So me trying to give him the benefit of the doubt with us still being together, I was like, that's okay. We can just find a bumper ourselves and we can do it that way since Evan's so handy. Maybe like we can go to the junkyard, whatever. Every time I would offer, it always got met up with, oh, I'm going to play video games. I'm too tired. Oh, yeah, sure, we'll do this. And then, when it came around to that day, we ended up never doing it.
He agreed to pay 100% of it?
Yes, he did. I have text messages admitting to that.
Tell me about the fur coat.
So the fur coat was left at his house by accident after I had given him all of his stuff. I've tried multiple times to retrieve it, and he's just flat out refused to meet up with me, from excuses to funerals, another grandfather dying, or, I've been really busy, I'm out of
town. You sound
town.
much too callous to even let you say one word in this courtroom again. Another granddad died. You talk so flippant about the worst thing that can happen to somebody. Don't you say another word in here. Sir, what do you say about the car damages and the fur coat that she said?
So, Your Honor, I have the fur coat here.
Good. We'll hand it back to her. Tell me
Yeah,
about the
I would
damages.
like to point out, though, I was with her the day she
So I got to
passed.
get y'all out of here. What are the car damages? I care more about her doing that to you than you do. You're so flippant about your granddad. Yeah, people die, another granddad died, and you still smiling. Let me get y'all out of here because you don't care and I care more than you. Car damages, did you agree to pay?
I agreed to replace the bumper.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I wish you the best of luck. I didn't come here to be bitter about this. I just wanted it over with. So I really do. I wish you the best of luck going forward.
Thank you. I'm glad that this is finally over, and I appreciate it. Finally finishing this after 9 months. So thank you.
Yeah.